started fishing was when I was a little kid, and I started like a lot of little kids used to do, with fishing with worms and stuff like that. And I quite quickly moved on to fly fishing. My father, who's sadly no longer with us, and my uncle again, who's sadly no longer with us, both really got me into fly fishing. And once I picked a fly rod up, that's it. I never really went back. Just for me personally, the actual fly casting part of it was such an enjoyable thing alongside the fishing. And I learned how to fish up in Cumbria for wild fish, and that really set me in good stead for the rest of my life, I think. And then I ended up in the fishing tackle industry. I initially started working for Airflow back in the day. A really nice guy called Vince Gwillam got me a part-time job there. And then not long after that, I actually started working full-time at none other than John Norris of Penrith. Worked alongside James in the shop for his dad, John, who really was a fantastic guy, gave me my first real start in the industry, and I owe him a lot for that. And I really enjoyed it. I spent 6-7 years there, fishing all the rivers in this area. Loved it. And from there, I went on to Hardy's. Ended up at Hardy's as the shop manager, but very quickly went into product development. And I really got into product development based on my previous passion, which was tournament casting. So I did a lot of tournament casting. I did world championships and all sorts of stuff, and got into the rod building aspect of it that way. And then I've been at Hardy's now for 23 years. I initially met my wife at Hardy's as well, believe it or not, Lucy. She's a keen angler as well. She also works in the fishing tackle industry. So really my whole life's been centred around fly fishing and fly tying and casting in one way or another, ever since I was probably, I don't even know how old I was when I started, 7 or 8 years old. And I actually learned how to fly cast with a bright yellow fiberglass spinning rod, of all things, and with a fly line through it, because my dad wasn't sure whether I'd like it or not. So I fished with that for 3 years and learned how to cast pretty well with it, surprisingly, even though it was horrific. I think it was from Woolworths. But, strangely, as these things tend to go in circles, my first proper fly rod was actually a Hardy. So I won that from a casting competition, and I've sort of, been tied to Hardy in some way ever since. And then probably really the other thing I'm I guess well known for now is competition fishing. I sort of got into competition fly fishing when I stopped competition casting. And really the reason why I stopped competition casting was I did a World Championships, I think it was in 1998 or something like that, a lifetime ago now. And I trained for almost a year for that event, and didn't fish much, and really didn't enjoy the process of going out and practicing casting every night and not fishing. And then I got to the World Championships, and we had poor wind conditions when I went up to qualify, and I got eliminated in the first round, and it seemed like a waste of a year to me when I love fishing that much. So I thought, I'll try some of this competition fishing, and I was quite fortunate in that. You could say lucky rather than good at the start. I qualified for the final. Quickly afterwards, I qualified for a Rivers team, and I just sort of went on from there and ended up doing World Championships and European Championships. And, it's really sort of given me a lot of drive and focus. And I've done that now for 22 years, although, in all honesty, how much longer? I'm nearly 50 now, so it's probably about time to start winding it down and let some of the younger ones do it. But no, I think it's fair to say fishing's been, the main current running through my life from being 8 or 9 years old, and hopefully it continues to be so.